to play the Bill Simmons cut in a second. Here's what Anthony Slater had to say about Draymond Green. Or wait, let's play the. Okay, here's Anthony Slater on if Poole and Draymond can coexist.
Yes, because I think they're both like professional in the sense of like, I don't know, Draymond Green, not necessarily he's not the type of guy to show too much shame. He like got his voice back. He definitely had to kind of, I guess, neuter his leadership voice for a while during the regular season, but he got it back. He was kind of his boisterous self behind the scenes, like in film and all that by middle of the season. So I think he could coexist. Jordan Poole, that's obviously kind of a bigger question, but the reality is he took a professional approach this season. I mean, he was accepting of playing next to him after that event and through the full season. Now, do you get the best version of Jordan Poole? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. That's something they need to figure out. They need to have the high-level conversations behind the scenes. They also need to explore what the options are. We can sit here and talk about, like I said, these theoretical, like, oh, what could Draymond get? Oh, what could Jordan Poole get? What if you package Jordan Poole with Kuminga? But we don't have the answers because I can't call Masai Ujiri right now and be like, what would you really give up for these guys?
So then, finally, this is the cut I was looking for. I couldn't find it right away. Anthony Slater on the Warriors being a title contender without Draymond Green. Here's his answer.
When the Draymond Green question has come up, it's like, do we want to win a title? Yes. Should we try to win a title when Steph Curry is still clearly a top 5 player in the NBA? Yes. Does Draymond Green help us, being on the roster, help us get closer to winning a title, or putting him off the roster make us further? The day Draymond Green walks out the door for nothing, like let's say he just declines his player option and signs wherever, name your team, Detroit, Portland, Phoenix, they're further away from a title. I actually think they're out of contention without Draymond Green on the roster. Obviously, Draymond Green comes with side effects, whatever you want to call it, that boiled over in preseason. I think too much people now are looking back and trying to tell the story of the season through just the one preseason punch. It did have an effect on the team, but what would have a massive effect on next year's team? Just losing Draymond Green for nothing.
So do you agree with Anthony Slater? Are the Warriors a title contending team if they move off of Draymond Green? Now, we don't know what they'll add back in, right? We don't know who's going to be on the roster next season. We're still very early into the offseason. But if you move off from Draymond Green, you still have Steph, you still have Wiggins, and you get the right pieces around them. You think it's over without Draymond Green? Is that it? Is the championship window closed?
Well, without Klay Thompson, they were and with a much different roster and a version of Wiggins that wasn't as good as the version we've seen lately.
They're a playing team.
What?
They're a playing
team, but the Lakers were a playing team, and look where they're at, right? So, you just got to be good enough to make the playoffs at this point, and I think they can be. I really do. Championship contender. We'll figure that out when we get there, right? That's the big thing. You keep asking, coexist, and that's an interesting word, and I don't want to, get stuck on the word, but shouldn't what we're trying to find this offseason, if you're the Warriors, shouldn't the word be how do we make the most amount of players thrive? And I guess the question of, can Poole and Dre coexist? Sure, they could coexist. Can they thrive? I don't know about that one.
Thrive together?
Yeah, just thrive individually and then together. I don't know about that.
Because you need them together
and
not individual. At times,
that's what I'm saying.
This team was all about individual accolades and not playing as a team.
Name a team that's won a championship that didn't thrive collectively and individually.
Right. Not many.
Right? And he could say, oh, well, we're going back, and I'm listening to Slater talk about how a lot of people are going back with revisionist history on the punch. No, in real time, we felt it too.
Yeah, we felt it right away.
I mean, we talked about it every day.
We felt
and it's not some media creation.
No, it's what happened.
Yeah,
it's what happened.
You were there every day.
It's what happened. And it was what I was told the Wednesday before the video got leaked. Bonte, I got a phone call saying, Bonte, this is bad.
And I remember you saying that to us. I'm not going to tell you what happened. I'm just going to tell you it's not good. Really, really bad.
Because people were quick to dismiss Poole right away. Oh, Jordan Poole, he deserved it. Jordan Poole deserved it. No teammate deserves to get punched in the face. Right? Yeah, I get things happen.
Jordan Poole.
I get things happen. But boy, somebody told me, man, this is on Spreewell level, man. Hey, boy, was it ever. Was it ever. And Jordan Poole has to live.
You did hear that.
I said, come on, man. KC, San Jose, what's happening?
Hey, guys, so everything you're saying about Draymond and X's and O's, it's correct, but I disagree with Anthony that we can't win a championship without him. I do think he has to go. Just one of the things that, like I said, you've hit on the X's and O's. It's the ascension of other players that will happen with him being gone.
Yes.
You have to accept that. You have to take that risk. That's how it works with long-term management structures in any environment. Change needs to happen. And the companies and even basketball teams that accept it instead of holding on usually thrive. So if thrive is the culture you're looking for, you have to swallow that pill. And if he opts in, you have to trade him, whether it's for salary cap relief and get nothing in return, a couple of second-round picks, or maybe some bodies. But I think he has to go because otherwise you have to get rid of Poole and Kuminga. And I'm not picking those guys over Dre, but at least they're the future of where you're trying to go. And I completely disagree that without him, we don't win a ring in the future. Of course, we won rings with him in the past.
I'm with you on this one. And the other thing is, and this is a real element. It's a young man's league. Now, I know in the playoffs, LeBron's super old. AD is in his prime. He's in his prime.
Yeah, it's not a young man's league, but you need to be younger. But you can't have – it's a fine medium. AD's 30 years old.
Yeah,
right?
but he's in
30
his
years old.
Physical apex.
Yeah, but he's 30 years old. So when it comes to winning with 20-year-olds, you don't see that often.
No.
Magic Johnson's one player, but who did he have around him? Norm Nixon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, anybody?
Yes.
Michael Cooper. Like, you had ballers around him.
But if you commit to Draymond and go even older and move off of Jordan Poole and Kuminga to get older players, your entire team is old.
Then you have to win the championship. And anything less than the championship moving forward is a failure.
But the other part of this thing is, and I keep going back to because it feels like you have to choose between Poole and Draymond. If you're asking me, I'd probably explore moving off both.
I think the only guys who may be untouchable
or Steph,
and
Looney.
I think Looney, but even then, if the right deal, I don't see him moving off. I like Looney.
I do too. But
if you're Joe Lacob, you don't want to get caught up like the San Francisco Giants.
Yes.
You don't want to get caught up like the 49ers after Steve Young, where you're just scrambling. And you're like, man, what's next? What do we have to glob onto? We don't have any picks. We don't have any money. What do we do? What do we do? You don't want to get caught up like that with Joe Lacob. And you heard from Slater, and Joe Lacob said it. I don't want to be paying $500 million for a basketball team. And you think Joe Lacob's happy right now for a team that didn't even make the West Finals? God forbid they lose to Sacramento.
Well, another thing nobody wants to talk about is a part of the way they play the way they do is because of Draymond's limitations offensively. And I think you can do more things offensively in terms of X's and O's and running different offenses if you don't have one guy holding the ball at the top of the key for the majority of the season.
So we got a question here from Comcast Business Text Line since you want to ask this question, 408. Steph Curry for 4 first-round draft picks?
You can pay me 10, and I'm not giving you up Steph Curry.